Our next guest is an on-screen legend and cultural icon who at 90 years old is showing no signs of slowing down. I am so excited. Please welcome William Shatner.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
Mr. Shatner, this is our 8th season. You are our most exciting guest. We love you. I mean, we know you as T.J. Hooker. We know you as Captain Kirk. You did the first interracial kiss. Thank you so much on television. We love you, Mr. Shatner. Woo! And you're 90 years young. How you look so good?
I keep saying they made a mistake in my birth certificate. And I think the 9 got turned upside down. I don't know. It's just, it's genetic, I guess.
That's awesome. Well, we're happy to have you on the show.
Yeah, well, I'm delighted to be here with both of you.
Thank you. You know, they told me you have a talk show. What's your talk show about?
I've called it. They said, we want to do a talk show with you. And I said, well, I'll do one if I can do it, if I can call it I Don't Understand. And it's everything I don't understand, which is everything. I just don't understand anything. And it's, you can get it by, you know, on computer and it's a terrific show. I've had so much fun with it about talking to people about subjects that we all think about, that we don't do anything. Oh, the last one I can think of is a lie. What's a lie? That was the subject matter. So, really? You know, a lie is, you know, you're not telling the truth. Well, what's the truth? I mean, you and I see different things together, and you see one aspect, I see another. We're both telling the truth. That isn't a lie. We ended up talking about religion, and is religion a lie? I mean, it goes on. It goes up pathways that you don't expect about things.
I like that idea. I think it's a great idea.
I like it.
And you're perfect for it. Okay, so we have to ask you, you are slated, from what we hear, to be on the 2nd launch of Jeff Bezos's Blue Origin trip. What can you tell us? Are you really going up there? And
well,
take me with you.
Here's the thing. Here's what I've got to tell you, is that we're in the middle of everything and I can't talk about it. So they say, don't talk about it.
Right.
So I can't talk about it.
Okay.
Well, okay. So you might be riding up in space, but one thing we know that you do is you ride horses, okay? What is it about horses that you love?
Now, they said to me, don't talk about horses. No, I'm not.
No, they did not. No, they did not.
Wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be funny if every subject you bring up, oh, geez, you know, they told me don't talk about that. So I can't talk about that. Well, how about with your 90? No. The people said, don't talk about being 90. Horses. I love horses. I was introduced to horses late in life because it's expensive. A horse is expensive. 2 horses, twice as expensive.
Yeah.
And so it came to me late in life when I had enough money to get a horse and be able to board it and all that kind of thing. And I'm a competitive rider. I do an equine skill called reining.
Wow.
And it's very athletic. It's possibly more athletic. Well, it's right up there with all the athletic things that horses do, jumping and 3-day eventing and all that kind of thing. Very, very physical. Sliding stops and changes of leads and fast circles and 180-degree turn, rollbacks it's called.
Wow.
All kinds of fast things.
That's
I fell off.
amazing.
So you rehearse with these horses, the delicacy of a horse. It's like dance. You got to continually be in it, and you got to rehearse at speed at times. So I was running down as fast as the horse could go in order to have a sliding stop. The horse stumbled, and I lurched a little, and she went that way, and I fell on my shoulder at speed. I know. It wasn't and I kind of cracked a bone here, and I cracked a bone back there.
Wow.
So I'm only now, 2 months later, able to move it around, because that's a very delicate part. There's all kinds of muscles, especially big muscles like mine, are all here.
Yes, come on,
and
come on, T.J. Hooker. on now.
You are such a great...
Why are you laughing?
No, we don't know.
We're not laughing. We're not laughing.
You are such a great storyteller, even when you're, talking about the horse, like I'm fascinated. So now, though, you're using your storytelling skills for a new project called StoryFile. Tell us about that.
Well, it is the darndest thing. Technology keeps racing ahead of us, doesn't it? I mean,
Yes.
I barely got used to this computer, and now it's going on to other things. And my phone, I got to get another phone, other thing. So it's always in front of us and always changing.
Yeah.
And so StoryFile is like the thing on the horizon.
Right.
StoryFile says, and by the way, you can get all the information on storyfile.com/live, L-I-V-E.
Okay.
StoryFile asks you to record yourself on your phone or some device and answer questions about yourself or about anything. But say you're talking about yourself because you want to leave these questions and these answers to your future.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So you speak into the electronic microphone and you feed this artificial intelligence that StoryFile supplies, and you have your image. So now your image is talking.
Mm-hmm.
It goes into the artificial intelligence, and StoryFile provides this technology, the button that you press, and you ask, or somebody asks your image a question, and depending on how complex the answers you've given it, your image answers the question.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
So imagine spending some hours feeding the computer, the AI, with things, meaningful questions.
Sure.
Are you afraid of death? What is love? Are you happy? Really meaningful things that you want your descendants
to know.
To know.
Now, Mr. Shatner, they said that you spent 5 days answering 1,000 questions. Was there a story that you never shared before in one of those stories?
Have you ever done 5 days of interviews? I mean,
Yeah.
That's a lot.
on your show, you do a show every day, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So at the end of the weekend, and your loved one says, so who was your most interesting guest? And you think, wait a minute, who did we have on this week? I've had, so many guests and so many shows you can't remember. So I don't remember. But I don't remember the most. But,
And that's the honest truth.
You ask because you want to leave this legacy, if you will, to the future, to your great grandchildren, who will know a little bit about you. So you want to give them as much about you as you can, and the honesty and the earnestness about you. Nothing, oh yeah, I did a jive, and none of that.
Right.
You want to be because this is for the future. This is something you're going to leave your children's children's children. And it is a part of you. Imagine if we had that technology with great people in the past, with Aristotle, with
Frederick Douglass,
General, name the people that you would have loved to have talked to, and only now is the technology there to be able to talk to people that are living today. Someday in the future, people will look back on us.
That's amazing.
Fantastic.
That is absolutely fantastic.
It is amazing.
It really is.
It is amazing what technology can do and where it's going and how fast it's moving.
And you're the right person to do it. Mr. Shatner, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Come back anytime.
What a pleasure it is to talk to you and giving me a chance to show you this idea.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you. And for more information about StoryFile, just head over to thereal.com